Hello everyone, today I'm going to be covering what is potentially a Mod 16 spoiler. It kind of shows the direction that the storyline might be headed towards. This was actually put into the game at the end of October as part of the Halloween event, although I haven't seen anyone mention it or cover it. Most people probably scrolled right through it and ignored it. So I kind of wanted to make a video on it. I'm going to read it to you and then kind of discuss its implications here. So again, this is part of the Masquerade of Liars, Follow the Money. Transforming the Single Evenings Festival of Liars night into the Masquerade of Liars required a great deal of effort and no small amount of coin. Given Lord Neverember's recent financial difficulties, it's something of a mystery how this year's festival has been funded. We've been told it's a windfall from the recent reopening of the River District, but there are rumors of a benefactor within Waterdeep. Who knows what favors Neverember has called in and what he'll have to do in return. So if you remember back to the Mod 15 hype, which just got a release date was just announced for consoles, I believe it's January 15th. I'm not exactly sure. I'd have to look at it again. But a lot of people were predicting that Waterdeep would be Mod 15 simply because there was an NPC from Waterdeep. It's actually a traveling group of NPCs that talked about it, mentioned it, and it was like an in-game Easter egg. Then it was announced that would be the Heart of Fire, and so people kind of ignored it, forgot it. But that was put in the game in August. This put in the game in October, so all the signs are pointing to Waterdeep again being the next module, which would be Mod 16 here. And I believe it because here you start seeing how the storyline could unfold. It goes back to the game itself being about Neverwinter. The city, rebuilding it, and all of that. And so if you remember back all the way to the Storm King's Thunder, Neverember was basically complaining how broke he is. He doesn't really have, I'm going to go into spoiler alerts here. If you haven't completed the campaign, you might not want to listen, but these campaigns have been in the game a long time. But Neverember was complaining about how he doesn't really have money to pay for Makos' funeral before we discovered he was a glitch. And then, that was the whole point of us going to the River District and basically trying to reclaim the River District, the riches there, to get money to rebuild the city. And, that was on Neverember's behalf. And this new thing I just read to you is basically suggesting that Neverember had ulterior motives, that was just a front, and he was actually getting the money from somewhere else, and that was just giving him a convenient excuse. And if you remember back to the River District, a lot of that was kind of questioning Neverember's legitimacy. He is an outsider from Waterdeep. He's not from the city of Neverwinter. And a lot of that was, talking about, is he fit to rule? If you remember when you first started the game, you go and you try to get the crown and protect it, because Neverember himself can't wear it. He's not basically the ultimate heir. He's just kind of taking care of the city. So here again, we see this kind of storyline of money. Is Neverember fit to rule? It's saying we might have to go to to Waterdeep to kind of pay back whatever agreement he did, or do some work for him. So it's kind of bringing to the game, is he a good guy? That seems to be where the storyline's developing. Like I said, I believe the next mod will be Waterdeep because they already started putting some in-game ties to the actual past mods that we have played. The couple of last ones were the jungle, which was kind of in Chult, which was basically a side adventure, because people weren't able to revive because their souls were being basically consumed and fed to the Atropol. And so we had to solve that problem. Then, of course, you've got Acquisitions Incorporated coming up if you're on console. You're already playing it if you're on PC, which was basically, the game developers, they decided to not do half mods anymore. So it's kind of that same quality of life, rework of the professions. Then, they had the partnership with Acquisitions Incorporated themselves to try and get new players in the game, which is why the campaign is like a below 70 campaign for the most part. And then you had the developer come out and say, look, I always want to put this one thing in the game, that being, the pitcher with the Heart of Fire and prying off the gem. So that was kind of his own pet project. But now it seems if they go to Waterdeep, they're going back to the original storyline, which is kind of exciting. So let me know if you think that's a good idea, if you're happy about Waterdeep being put in the game. It might not be true. It is the Festival of Liars. It could all be just another big distraction. Like I said, people thought the last mod, 15, was going to be Waterdeep just based on the NPCs. But, that plus this, there's multiple things they keep putting in the game, multiple references to Waterdeep. And so I think it's going to happen this time. And that's why I'm making this video and trying to share that news with you. So thank you very much for watching.